Radio Entertainment.
Hey, listen, today's episode is brought to you by Hulu Plus. Hulu Plus gives you total control to watch anything, anytime, anywhere. Watch classic shows or all your current favorites. Act now and get a cool special deal just for TMOS listeners. An absolutely free extended trial of Hulu Plus. Just go to huluplus.com/TMOS. Remember, that's huluplus.com/TMOS. And now, the show.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
So we were having a discussion before the show started with Mr. Oscar Santana and Mr. Rob Spiewak and myself, and we were talking about West Virginia, the University of West Virginia. And then Oscar informed me that it's West Virginia University, and then I said, well, can't they go by both? And I still am not 100% sure. Everything that I see, I put into the Google search, University of West Virginia. And then the first thing that it poops out at me is West Virginia University.
Yeah, I mean, I went there. That's why I know it as
WVU.
Did you receive any sort of proof on a piece of paper that you went there?
No. I think it's in the mail still. But,
now, you went to like you went to 8 colleges,
I was a
right?
super senior when I got out of there, mind you. I think the transfer kind of helped me back with
a
credits.
super senior?
Yeah, well, 5 years. You know?
Yeah,
super saver, super senior.
Did they recognize any credits from Dean College?
Oh, yeah, it was like twisting the arm.
Dean.
Oh, the New England? We'll take it.
I like all my students. Yes, sir, at Dean College. But the University of West Virginia, I don't think there is a University of West Virginia.
I don't think there is.
West Virginia University, and I think that's it. Do we have the theme song?
We do.
Okay. Here we go. Crank it, Rob. Here we go. Everybody fight. Yeah, cousin, I'll do my cousin.
No, that's not.
I'll do my
How
cousin
dare you.
right away.
How dare you.
I'll do my cousin.
I'll light this couch on fire.
I'll do my cousin right away.
Oh.
My father has no teeth in his forehead. My father doesn't have no teeth.
How dare you.
We're WVU. We're gonna fight for you at the WV University.
Isn't this the verse about the balloon full of nitrous?
$5, 15 for 4.
Can you start it from the top again?
I can.
Very good.
Okay, you ready, Mike?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Do you have the WVU spirit?
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. I want my Confederate flag. I want my Confederate flag. I want my Confederate flag on the back of my pickup truck. I want my Confederate flag. No, that doesn't work.
Not so much Morgantown.
Gary, can we start it again, please?
I have a verse you might like.
Okay.
For West Virginia University.
You're going to sing it?
Yeah.
All right,
just
here we
a
go.
little. Okay.
Rob Spiewak with the West Virginia University fight song.
Here we go. We're going to Charlestown to give them money. All my money, Hollywood Casino.
That's more for me.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd like.
That's more for me.
Kind of a long drive.
That doesn't work.
No. Okay, well.
I was doing the West Virginia stereotypes.
Do you have a better verse?
Yeah, okay, here we go.
From the
All right,
top?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I like this. Oh, our state flower is a satellite dish.
Now, why did we bring up WVU?
Because it's a party school.
Well, we're going to talk in the body of the show about the fact that something I've been meaning to get to for 3 days now.
Yeah.
That WVU is voted Playboy Magazine's #1 party school. We're going to talk about that, but we were just discussing WVU,
That's
and
right.
I said, well, the University of West Virginia, and then Oscar was very quick to correct me and said, no, it's West Virginia University.
Precisely.
And I'm not sure why they do it that way. You have Ohio State University.
Yes.
You have the University of Wisconsin.
Maryland
So
University.
sometimes they, it's the University of Maryland.
Oh, shh. You're right.
That's right. But
It's all
sometimes
It's okay. It's not like you live around here.
So sometimes they put the state first. Sometimes they put the state second.
Right.
That's the way it works.
But the thing is, Mike, here at our show, we always put the comedy first.
That's right. And now the unofficial state theme song,
Georgetown.
fight
I didn't
song
know you were going to go to it to this early.
of West Virginia University, WVU, the Mountaineers,
yeah.
the Fighting Mountaineers, the incestuous Fighting Mountaineers.
Almost heaven.
What a beautiful song.
Yeah, it's great. You
John
know,
Denver.
well, it's
Chicken
actually
Bone.
written by the words and the music, I think, are by the guys that were in the Starland vocal band, Bill and Taffy Danoff.
Make sure my 6 is turned up, my friend.
Picture night at the sports page.
Flying on my ultralight, new technology. Oh! That's terrible. That's not funny. Too soon?
No, I think it's about right.
I think it might be too soon.
So remember, he used to keep gas under his porch.
Yes.
He was pretty sure. John Denver was sure that eventually we'd run out of gasoline, so he kept like 50,000 gallons of gasoline under his porch because he's a bright guy who looked like a Muppet.
There was a place called Mutt's right in my neighborhood off Grant Ave, if I'm not mistaken.
Depending on how you spell it, that could either be Yiddish or it could be a dog. Because if it's M-U-T-Z, it sounds like a Yiddish word.
Isn't that place close to University Avenue?
Oh, you know what it is?
See, that's every school.
It might be all university.
That's every school. They all have a University Avenue.
You know what? That's like when anyone
It's like
says,
the Hood has Martin Luther King Drive.
If someone says to me, I'm from Atlanta, I say, are you near Peach Street? They think I know the town.
Right,
They
exactly.
would sell nitrous at the bar. Isn't that wild?
That's why when anybody ever refers to Manassas, I say, are you near Ass Street?
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Hey, Napoleon, what'd you do all last summer again?
I told you, I spent it with my uncle in Alaska hunting wolverines.
Did you shoot any?
Yes, like 50 of them. They kept trying to attack my cousins. What the heck would you do in a situation like that?
What kind of gun did you use?
A freaking 12 gauge. What do you think?
Hey, Napoleon, I hear you're in a club for girls.
Shut up. I am not.
Yeah? Why are you in the Happy Hands Club then?
Because I didn't have a freaking choice. All the other sweet clubs were filled up. Gosh.
Hey, Napoleon, did you wet the bed last night?
Hey, Don, did you take a dump in your bed last night?
I could kick your butt, Napoleon, so I'd shut up.
Why don't you go tell your mom to shut up?
What did you say?
Whatever I feel like I want to say.
Did you say something about my mom?
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Do you want to die, Napoleon?
Yeah, right. Who's the only one here who knows the illegal ninja moves from the government?
Up next, I hope you'll enjoy a skit by Pedro Sanchez.
I need them 8,000 hens moved into their new cages. Sometimes they don't want to cooperate. But you give them a good shake and they'll settle down for you.
Do the chickens have large talons?
Do they have what?
Large talons.
I don't understand the words you just said.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
Hey, Dance Boy. What? Stink bug under your nipple.
No, you're not. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. God, there's a stink. There really was.
I wouldn't lie to you.
I'd like to start the show like that.
That's great video.
That's the second time you've made that noise. And by the way,
I hate those stink bugs. God, they're taking.
There he goes.
I told you they can fly.
I didn't know they were supposed to fly. He's really flying. He's like really
he's
agitated.
upset.
And for
because
all
you
the-
killed his brother.
Well, for all the people that were kind enough to send us letters and parcels about Stinky, our mascot,
Yeah.
I want you to know that today he's officially resting.
R.I.P.
Oh my God, he's as
shagged
scared
out.
as I am.
I tell you what, the stink bug is shagged out after a prolonged squawk.
All right, I'm really not going to be able to start this show.
Yes,
until
you can.
This thing
You already
calms
have.
Down. This is really starting to.
It's
bother
all
me.
good.
I thought
none
they
of
were
it- none of it's
lethargic.
good.
I thought they were lethargic. I thought they actually just crawled slowly along the wall and they didn't do this.
Hey, you got any Raid?
No, I don't want to kill it.
How about hairspray? You know, if you spray hairspray on a bug, it hardens their wings and they die.
Really?
Yep.
It's coming out.
Yeah, it's all good, Oscar. Don't
see,
worry
it freaks
about
you
it.
out when it gets in your kitchen,
I don't know.
too.
I got to collect them at my place.
Hey,
all
what's
the time.
great is I hope you can see the video that Pony just did. It looked like the Blair Witch Project. You're gonna
Josh,
show a
Josh.
picture of one of our ex-employees standing in the corner.
All right, is it dead or is it gone?
They're harmless.
Oh, Mike,
It landed
they're
somewhere.
harmless.
I just got an email, Mike. Apparently, the phone call was coming from inside the house.
No! Oh, my God. It's my favorite kind of help. Help!
Oh, look, it landed right on my jacket.
Is it there?
Yeah, my little guy.
Oh, there it is. Okay,
I'll let him
wait,
hang out.
slow down so we can get a tight shot of it.
Right there.
Do you want to put it in the terrarium to extend
Sure.
his
Why
life?
don't
Yeah,
you
put it
grab
in the terrarium where it goes to die. That's what we have to do. I think that's
Well, it's a
essential.
government shutdown. You
Yes.
gotta close the zoo.
All right.
Well, that bug
So
is not
the first
essential
one was
personnel.
Stinky. What are we naming this guy?
I call it Oscar.
Oscar. Stinky and Oscar. Did you get him off?
Hey, look out! What are you doing?
Slow down. Did you? How do you do that with a stink bug? Very
I was
carefully.
going to say you might need tweezers.
That's wild.
I don't know where he went, to be honest.
Yeah, let me make sure, now that it's closed, maybe you're not going to be able to be a scab for the National Zoo based on that transfer. Way to go. Nice job, Steve Irwin.
We seem to be. Hey, Jim Fowler. We're down a polar bear.
That's quite a transfer you had like that.
Oh, he's out.
That's great. Remember, I'm going to make sure that you transfer my pet leopard from the wild into its enclosure in the backyard.
You know, I'm going through all the books here, and it seems that last week we had 3 elephants.
They seem to be gone. Well, who was responsible for transferring him from cage 1 to cage 2? It was Santana.
It was Professor Zeballos.
He was supposed to do that. We are live from Studio 1K in the Fiberplex Broadcast Center. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are downloaded worldwide over 20 million times and powered by Encore Insurance. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, 102.9 FM and the mighty 1630.
What did you say?
Yeah, ma.
Oh, yay! Hi, Kelly!
And the mighty 1630 KCJJ in Iowa. Today is October 1st.
Yes, it is.
Yay! And we are brought to you by our good friends at ScoreBig. Football is back. You know that. It's been back for a while. If you think it's too expensive to go to a game, it's not. If you think the game is sold out, just because someone told you it was, it's not. ScoreBig is the first and only place you need to go for your tickets. You can save up to 60% from the rafters to the front row. That's 60%. I don't know how they do it. I know they've got their systems.
He's really flipped out.
Do you have a bug on you?
In my sleeve. I'll be back.
It's what?
In my sleeve.
Oh, you know why he went in his sleeve? Because, you know, Oscar's wearing that new fashionable thing where his coat sleeve hooks onto his thumb that I really and honestly detest.
Kind of like the dancers for the East German gymnastics team. That's what they wear.
Or if you want to go back to the days of Star Search, perhaps someone who's into high-energy dancing. Oscar has now actually left the building.
And incidentally, a 54-year-old has the prerogative to say East Germany,
That's
even though the country doesn't exist anymore.
Well, you remember it.
ScoreBig, we're talking about that, up to 60% off. Don't miss out
Persia?
on seeing Persia and Siam.
Yeah, oh, that's where the twins come from.
Don't miss out on seeing your favorite team just because you heard they were sold out, because they're not. ScoreBig has a wonderful system of getting these tickets and getting them to you at an incredible discount. Every ticket on ScoreBig.com is below box office price, and there are never any fees. ScoreBig has all the best sports tickets, shows, family events, all the good stuff in your area. Football tickets available now. Regular season pro games and even college tickets are available. They've even got baseball, soccer, theater.
I love theater.
And family shows, too. Get yourself a playoff game. That's exciting. Plus, exclusive offer. Here it is. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Go to ScoreBig.com, click that radio button. You know where they are.
Oh, the As Heard on Radio button?
Thank you so much for supporting us, and put TMOS in there, and ScoreBig will send you a $25 coupon that you can use on your first purchase today, tomorrow, or next month.
That's free money, Mike.
This is terrific. If you are not thinking about, I can't take the family out to a game, I don't know if I can do it, give ScoreBig a try. That's the one thing I would recommend for you, because it's worth it, and you get a great deal. Don't forget to click on the radio button and enter the code TMOS and get that $25 coupon.
Excellent. Good. Oh, look who's here.
Did you take care of it? He just came in. He was taping a special across the hallway. He's Oscar Santana, everybody.
I was willing to guess you weren't coming back.
I can't see it.
You can't see what?
I mean, I thought I saw something fly away.
You thought something was crawling
sure.
on you. You're a bug phobe. Like
freaked out.
I freak out.
Insectophobe.
Insectophobe?
So did you feel it in your sleeve?
I felt the
Bugophobe.
Bugophobe.
I'm a bugophobe.
You know what? If that's your take on the situation, you have now become non-essential personnel.
There we go. Big day here in Washington, D.C. with the government shutdown, and,
Tack it up, buddy, gonna shut you down.
Shut you down. They did it again, just like everybody thought they would. And,
you called it.
There's an important fact that I heard today regarding the government shutdown, and that is that the Tea Party people that have drawn that line in the sand and actually were the way I understand this, if I've got my facts straight, and you guys can jump in and correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
The Tea Party is a minority of the Republican Party.
Sure.
But
subset.
But they are the vocal minority, and they have influenced their party enough where they've said we are going to put this legislation through to repeal Obamacare, or we're not going to fund you, and that's one of the reasons that the government is shutting down. And the one fact I heard is that all of these guys that are doing this, these Tea Party Congress people,
right?
That's the people that come from the districts where they vote these Tea Party people in,
right?
They are in no danger whatsoever of losing their House seats. I heard that. Is that true?
Yeah, it is, and it is actually sort of a bigger version of what Representative Cruz did.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Senator Cruz.
Senator Cruz. Well, you know what? I gave him a demotion. What happens is he was in no danger there was no risk as to what he did.
Right.
Because he could speak. He wasn't going to delay a vote. All he was going to do was command media attention. Now, these people can vote whatever they want, but they have such a strong Republican base that no matter what they do, odds are they're going to be reelected.
Got it.
And that's the problem.
So
Because
that's it.
if you
There's no
don't answer
danger.
to your electorate, then why are you there?
You're going to be reelected no matter what
Right.
you do. That's cool.
So in the past, I've gone on record that I don't vote. I
Right.
don't go out of my way to vote.
Right.
Congratulations on that.
Well, be fair. He's
As an immigrant, you should cherish the opportunity, that
Hold it.
right to vote.
not allowed to vote.
I live in the district.
He's not allowed.
Hey, I'm a citizen.
yeah, a jerk. That's me. I'm a citizen of jerk.
Let
Yes.
me make this clear, and I guess the way I felt personally.
Yes.
Living in the city and driving the fabulous commute this morning.
Yeah,
because,
city boy.
Essential personnel.
was it wide open?
Yeah, it was at least 50 to 60% less.
Noticeably.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's happy.
No. There are people out there right now that, and I don't blame this on the Tea Party. I don't blame this on anybody except for everybody in the government.
The system itself.
The fact
flawed.
that it got to this is BS. The fact that we always have to be held hostage to this. The fact that people might not be able to make their mortgage payments.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they are the sole breadwinner of their household, and they're not gonna be able
irrelevant
to get paid.
irrelevant to these people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Right?
And you know why this is so indicative of the way things are now? This happened this morning. I talked to my dad, as I always do, on the way into work today. He wrote on Facebook this morning, I don't know the exact quote, but something like, the United States Congress is an embarrassment. And you know what? The fact that they couldn't come to some sort of resolution that would at least keep government working.
Everybody.
That's embarrassing. It really is.
It is.
Around the world, it's embarrassing.
It
So,
is.
so all my father wrote is that Congress is an embarrassment.
I like that.
It took 3 comments before people started playing the blame game.
Oh, exactly.
And you
it
know
goes
what?
one way or the other.
But
way.
if you look at what my father said, he didn't say anything about Tea Party, Democrats, Republicans,
Yeah,
anything. He didn't point a finger. But, if we elect people to the offices and the people that are doing the voting are so eager to blame and not budge, we almost deserve it.
Let's just take the fact that you've got the right and the left, and there's an impasse, and they're
Right.
not yielding. Neither side is giving an inch. So you got that. So do we have to, at a certain point, legislatively, do we have to look at our system?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, not necessarily the whole democratic
Term
system,
limits.
but the way. But see, I don't know if the term limits would do it.
limits.
But the fact, you have to look at the entire system and see. We put a system in place with checks and with balances.
Right.
And the bottom line is that the way our system, I believe, was designed was that these representatives of the people would do the thing. They're well, in the movie The Contender,
Right.
there's a line: you are not elected for your objectivity, you are elected for your subjectivity. People want you to represent. They're picking you as an individual to represent them.
There are several ways to look at it. There are people that feel that they are voting people in to represent particular views, and there are people that think they're voting people in to represent the way they think.
Right.
And that has been an issue head-to-head since, we established our government. Something that we are in trouble with now, and I'm not saying totally trash the system and reinvent it, but something that needs to be examined. This is really the same system that was put in place nearly 250 years ago.
Let me stop you right
okay.
there. What if we were to put a system in that prevented this, where you said, for certain services, like shutting the country down.
Yes.
They're playing politics now with the country,
People's
with the
livelihood.
health of the country, with people's lives and all that. And here's the thing. Why don't we have a meeting of the minds when the dust settles, because it could never happen, because you're going to have one party that's going to think the other party is doing it because they're in power.
Yep.
So it'll never get fixed.
One problem
I'm going
have-
to table that idea. My idea is that, yes, you can have the debate and you can dig your heels in, but when it comes to doing things like holding the country hostage with a government shutdown or the debt ceiling where we can't borrow anymore and you just put the country into paralysis and it affects financial markets all over the world, they shouldn't be able to. They shouldn't be allowed to do that.
No, absolutely not.
But in order to pass legislation like that, you'd have to have a big tie.
Of
You'd
course.
actually, in order to get that passed, You'd have to have one party in power in the executive, the legislative, and the judicial.
Right.
You'd have to have that party. You have to have a Congress, both houses of Congress, the Congress and the Senate, and you'd have to have the president.
But with the
all
checks
be
and
part
balances,
of all be part of one party.
It could conceivably happen, but it isn't likely. One problem I think we're having right now, real quick, I just want to say this, is that we designed on purpose, all of the framers of the Constitution designed our process to work slowly. And in that case, we would not jump the gun in huge situations. But here's the problem. Modern society is moving so fast that if we only turn over representatives every 2 years, and that's what we do now, you can't turn them over fast enough to change the makeup of the building.
Yeah, but Oscar said they have lifetime contracts anyway. That's why we need term limits.
Term limits.
Yes, but you know what?
I'm going to vote. Well, I actually care now.
I think term limits in addition to shorter term.
The people that are doing this in their districts on either side of the aisle are rewarded for doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Our system is broken. Our system is broken, and there's no way out.
Virginia just to vote.
No, we don't need you.
It's very strange.
Well, I'm kidding.
It's very strange because you've got this, and no one in this country. I was going to mention this yesterday, but I'll mention it today. The fact is, no one who is not directly affected, the way this wonderful land of ours works now.
Yes.
No one gives a rat's ass outside of what we are spoon-fed by the media until it affects them. And in our case, in our little city here in Washington, D.C., you're going to have millions of people that are affected directly by this.
I see it already, yeah.
You're going to have people, as Oscar said, that are not going to be able to pay their mortgage. But when you go out into middle America, where a lot of these Tea Party people are elected and that kind of, brought this thing to a head. And I'm not pointing fingers at one team or the other because, you've got the Senate that sat on their hands and said, nope, we're not going to be held hostage. And there's your impasse right there.
Yep.
You got one team, you got another team. But where a lot of these people are elected, they're not going to feel the pinch like they are here in Washington, D.C.
Oh, it's true.
It's just a
They will
very,
in the
very
long run.
frustrating. Yeah, it's
Hopefully
a very frustrating
this won't be a long fought battle. Some are saying it could be 2 weeks. Some are saying it could be a few days. What I do know is this.
It's just sad. I mean, to me, the whole system is just sad. I mean, elections.
It's embarrassing.
I'm almost on your thing, whether they matter or not, because you're the same crap.
No. This morning I woke up and I saw my friends, people that, and listeners of this show, people that I didn't even know worked for the government.
Right.
That we see at events, I see at functions. I didn't know they did that. I just knew they did A, B, or C. And they're like, look, I'm a guy that wants to work.
Yep.
You're telling me that I can't go to work?
Can't go to work.
I want to work.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to earn a living.
And it's not just government. My father, who is a technical writer and a consultant, all his stuff, he has many contracts with the Pentagon.
Sure, that's the whole economy
and
around
that's this whole city. And you are never more than 3 steps away from government.
Here's the thing, though. Let's think about it for a second. Okay, you and I and everybody else in this room, we have been through the broadcast purge,
right?
Where it was a huge salary dump on the part of CBS, and where they said, well, it's time to change some things, and you're out, and that happens, and it happens to friends of mine in broadcasting all the time. That happens when you hear the term essential personnel. I'm wondering really about this great government of ours in general. When you've got non-essential personnel. Well, if they're not essential, what are they there for in the first place?
And speaking of which, Matt, were you pleased that you were able to come in today?
Very much so.
So the District of
Congratulations, you'd be essential.
That's a federal city, basically, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I live. And you would think, okay, the federal city, will this city shut down? So the police are still working. God bless them. You know who else is still working? The meter maids.
Oh my
Are
God.
they really?
Really?
Essential personnel.
They're still collecting the money.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's essential for funding the DC government. That's the way it goes. I don't know. I mean, I'm like so many Americans where I think I look at this as almost the more it happens, the more it becomes, there they go again.
You got to get involved. Vote them out.
I want to get involved, but I'm not able to. Look, my feeling is that we elected a president of the United States. He had a huge battle in his first term, hard-fought legislation to get passed, which is this Obamacare, a term coined by the opposition that he has now adopted himself. It is now known as Obamacare. It's like he owns it and he does that. We have not. This is just the way I look at it. So he was reelected. America spoke.
They chose.
And they chose certain people to be elected. And the legislative process passed this legislation, and now there are people that are saying, "Well, no, we want to go back on it." And it just seems to me that the whole thing is unfair because at the very least, and these are my politics, people will disagree with me,
Sure.
we should at least give it the try that it deserves because it passed.
Yeah.
That's it. And I've been hearing a lot about it.
It's a funny thing, but it's called law.
And at the same time, this president and this administration has done the worst job of communicating with the reason Ronald Reagan was a great president. You can agree or disagree with that, but I think a lot of people in the Republican Party certainly said, well, a lot of people, Ronnie's got the best image, just like he was a great communicator,
right?
Because that's what he did. It was all about the spin. And unfortunately, I think in the Obama administration, you got people that think that the policy is more important than the spin, and it's not. When you have that job, Bill Clinton knew that the spin was important as well.
Spinning Monica Lewinsky around.
He spun her, yeah.
Now,
but he got through that.
Yeah.
Because he was such a good communicator.
Now,
and people love the guy still.
I didn't know what sex was.
I just, I know that I'll put it anywhere. I'll put it anywhere I want, and now you still love me.
Yeah, it depends on what you think the word is.
Right.
He actually said that. Now, did you actually see what, talk about communication, what Obama said last night, his late-night speech?
I heard the transcripts of it.
Now, let me go to a quick clip of it.
This is what he said because he was pissed off.
We're closed. We're closed, God damn it, you bastard.
It seems to me he could have done so much more.
We're closed.
You know what adds kind of
that was a trick.
Insult to injury.
You got me with that.
Love doing that to
you. That was terrible.
So,
and I'm sunburned today.
Shannon still does part-time work for a government contractor. And she's like, take a look at this email. And I look at the email, and the email says, hey, if you're scheduled to come in tomorrow, you still have to come in. And then we'll let you know if you can work or not.
Wow, are they being run by the Apple Genius Bar?
I said, they don't know if you have to work or not?
They don't know.
But a lot of people had to go in to find out that they were going to either stay or go home. And this is the kicker. This is what used to happen at, I guess, not so reputable companies when I was growing up.
Okay.
Is when they would say, hey, payroll is kind of weird this week. We'll pay you in 2 weeks. We'll make up for it.
Right.
And then that's when you're like, how does payroll get weird? Because this is your business. And did the bank close or something?
Payroll got weird. It's a little hinky.
Payroll's weird for the government right now. There are people working right now not knowing if they're going to get paid for it.
Exactly. And do you know that what about for yesterday there was like 8 hours and they're saying we're going to keep the military but we're going to pay them with IOUs.
Yes.
I mean the fact that was even an option.
Call that number.
Okay.
See what's going on.
We got a number?
Yeah, we got a number.
A hotline.
This is to demonstrate the situation.
Do I need to block our number for this?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, interesting.
Put a 1 there, too. Did you put a 1?
Got it.
All right.
What's the demonstration?
The demonstration is the government shutdown. I want to see if it's really shut down.
Oh.
I'm calling an essential, not a non-essential place.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
This is quite the swerve.
This will be fun, won't it?
Let's see what happens.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. So that means you would need 10 parakeets.
I need 10 government parakeets.
All of our operators are currently busy with other customers.
We talked over
Leave
it.
a message after the tone, including
You got to hang up and call again, and then we have to be quiet.
Okay, that lady speak up. Jesus, enunciate.
It's an answering machine.
Enunciate.
I like the redial.
You'll like the message I leave, though.
Okay.
Well, let's see what happens.
Let's see.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Why are we doing Albert Brooks?
Thank you for calling the Smithsonian's National Zoo. All of our operators are currently busy with other customers. Please leave a message after the tone, including your name and telephone number, and we will get back to you as soon as we are able. The zoo is free and open today from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
But it's not.
With grounds open at 6 a.m. Parking is available on a first-come, first-served basis for a fee.
All right, here we go.
You cannot record a message for National Zoo Visitors Center. This mailbox is full.
Oh, a lot of people. A lot of people. I was going to go, yes, I'm at the front gate. I have 16 buses of Danish foreign exchange students. We'd like to see the pandas, please. You send someone down to the front. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show right after this. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of our program is brought to you by VistaPrint. VistaPrint, they're our favorites. They've got the great offer going on right now. And I really want to remind all of you, when you get your new business cards, send us one. And I'm not talking about just a picture of it. Send along to Box 3. I'm going to give you our post office box here.
Listen
up,
get a pencil.
If you have a brand new, fancy, nice VistaPrint business card, we'd love to do it. We'll put it on the show for you. If you'd like to send it along, you can send us a business card to TMOS, P.O. Box 3, Manassas, Virginia, 20108. So when you get your 250 premium business cards for just $10 with shipping included, you can send that to Box 3 in Manassas, Virginia, and we'll talk about it. And also, don't forget to go to the radio button and click TMOS. That gets you your fantastic deal. It's Vistaprint.com. Click the Heard Us on TV radio button in the upper right-hand corner and do it today. Another great thing about these cards is the variety of quality paper stocks you have to choose from. Matte comes standard, but you can upgrade to premium glossy. Do you remember premium glossy?
She was great.
I suggest the Bloom.
The Bloom?
Regular glossy, even recycled matte. You can personalize your cards to your heart's content. Don't delay. Order your 250 high-quality premium business cards for only $10 today and get your shipping included. Use the code TMOS, and we love our business cards.
You know, the National Zoo might be closed, but Oscar's Zoo is open. He was are you still stink bug bothered?
Yeah, there's something weird.
Like during the break?
Anybody that's had this phobia in the past knows that if you see a spider, for example, if you see a spider
Yes.
and the spider disappears
Yes, perhaps
in your workspace,
perhaps the itsy bitsy spider went down the water spout.
yes,
That's
the
right.
rest of the day you will look for that little
Oh,
creature.
you'll feel it.
You'll feel
You'll
it.
feel it everywhere. Well, for a lot of people,
I
that
just thought your mole on your arm was the stink bug.
no, that's been there forever. And
I was like,
Okay, Rob.
it hasn't changed in size or anything, and no appreciable odor. Another phoner, Albert?
That is so sad.
I have another number.
Oh, excellent.
Can I add this though?
Yeah.
If this thing gets resolved like in 2 or 3 days,
The stink bug or the government shutdown?
No. As we pivot back to real world,
Yes.
the real world. Don't forget this. Don't forget that
It happened.
our elected officials made you and your family go through this.
We're usually on the opposite
Yes.
sides of this, but I'm saying
I started caring.
But I'm saying to you that the people in the districts that are doing this, they're going to get reelected.
No.
That's the way it works.
No. As I was driving in and I heard all these people calling from their homes,
Right.
wanting to work. This is what we talk about.
Hold on. Phone call here.
10.
Sorry.
This is
Thank you for calling the Strategic Air and Space Museum. If you know your party's extension, please dial it now.
Press 1.
We are open daily from 10 a.m.
No, you're not.
to 5.
Goodbye.
Enter the first few letters of the party's first name on the telephone keypad.
Let me
For
hit
the
0
letter
to see if we can get to an operator.
Okay.
7 key.
All right.
For the letter Z, use the 9 key. No names matching your entry were found.
There's no one named
Few
Ooh.
letters of the party's
Okay,
first
let me
name
guess.
on
Do you
the
think there's someone there
telephone
named like
keypad.
Stein?
For the letter Q, use the 7
Give me back
key.
the paper,
For the
too.
letter Z, use the 9
I keep
key.
trying this.
No
Very
names
frustrating.
matching your entry were found.
You're kidding.
Enter the first few letters of the party's first name on the telephone keypad. For
Smith, SMITH.
No names matching
Try
your
Jaeger.
entry were found. Enter the first few letters of the party's first name. No names.
What about
There are
Al-
no
matching your
Smith.
entry
What about
were found.
Aldrin?
Enter the first
Aldrin,
few
that's
letters
good.
of the
Jones,
party's first name on the
Jones.
telephone
G?
keypad.
I mean,
For the letter
Jones.
Z,
J.O.
Gones.
for the letter Z.
Jones. Johnny Gomes, Boston Red Sox.
No names matching your entry
See?
were found.
Is the whole place run by robots?
Of the party's
Williams.
first name on the telephone
Williams?
keypad.
W-I-L.
Use
Oh,
the
Adams.
7 key.
Adams. That's a popular name.
No. For Laura Lessman. Laura Lessman, press 1.
Okay.
For
Yes, I'm
Laura
here.
Lessman.
Hold on.
Laura Lessman, extension.
Okay, this is. You want to know why the government screwed up? Hang up on them. The bastards.
You know what? They actually called me and Oscar and asked if we could come and help them set up their phones.
Laura
we're
Lessman.
going to need a better cue here.
My God. So the museums are closed. What are we going to do?
I don't know.
I can't see the baby pandas. What the hell is going
but
on?
Oh
think
my
about
God.
this.
What?
Yes.
If you came with your family
Yes.
for the
the
entire
man-
week.
I saw the guy profile today. That and I know that we're so stupid in this country because the media found a guy. The only way they could demonstrate,
Guarantee you that guy called the media. No way they found him.
They find this guy who's planning his lifetime vacation
He's
getaway.
63 or something.
63, first time.
Damn.
First time.
first time in his life, he's traveling to see all the national
I
parks.
saved up the nest egg, and I'm going to see the parks.
You guys got a taste of this because I really want to make sure that you understand what this whole national park thing is. You know, the way this is going to affect the public. You're over there. You were at Acadia National Park. We went up to the top of Cadillac Mountain to watch the sunrise. Now,
I was so sleepy.
All these places, all these national parks, they have, most of them have gates where you get in, and then you have the bounty of the national park system. And what it is they're going to have just a big barricade across the road, and you're not going to be able to see these places.
I was watching Tony this morning on Channel 5, and they actually have a barricade around the Lincoln Memorial, so you can't get too close. Because it's closed.
Because
you're
they
talking
don't have
about a freestanding marble edifice.
No, but they have staff that are supposed to be there, and they have shut down the government, so the staff is not going to get paid. So you're going to do this. But these are. It seems like tiny things, but it's tiny stuff that we take for granted in this country, and it's just very, very sad. It really is. And I'm just curious as to when, if this does continue, and they're saying maybe weeks.
Yeah.
How pissed off our area in particular is going to get, because you got more people in this area that directly are affected with their pocketbooks than anywhere else.
Yeah, and even most people are like maybe 3 steps away from being connected to the government, if not directly.
Right. I want to go through, just before we get off this subject, I want to go through, there is a source that I have as far as how it will affect you.
Okay.
If you're wondering, because a lot of people are like, I don't care.
Is this the farleft.com?
Who nears? No, this is actually
something.ru.
This is not. I'm not doing far left. I'm not far left. Let me see. I'm going to get it here soon. Let me see. If you let someone talk.
What if you co-host a podcast with a rich white guy?
Does it affect you?
Yeah. Less downloads.
You might not think a government shutdown would affect your everyday life, but CNN has a list of 10 things that could affect you during the government shutdown.
Okay.
Now, we mentioned it before. National parks. You can't go to Yosemite, Yellowstone, the Statue of Liberty. You can't do any of that. You can't go to any other national park. You can't go to the National Zoo. You can't go to the national museums.
Right.
They will all be closed. All 368 sites are run by the National Park Service. 368 across this fruited plain, you can't do. If you're a federal employee, you're on unpaid leave. That's that, for the people that are federal employees, and we have so many of them around our area, that's the ultimate people that are going to get screwed.
Someone posed a question this morning to the news station. They said, well, can I take vacation this day and I could hypothetically get paid?
No.
You can't even do that?
Can't do that.
Balls.
All right, so you're on unpaid leave, but in the 2 shutdowns we had in the 90s, they did pay all the employees retroactively when the shutdown ended. I didn't know that.
Yeah, IOU, baby.
I didn't know that.
It's not guaranteed, though.
But it wasn't an IOU. If they paid retroactively, it was something after the fact.
Military employees will get paid. They voted on this last night.
Yeah.
Congress put in a special exemption for them during all this time. The reason Congress did this is what pisses me off about our government leaders.
Yeah.
They did that because it's the military. You can't take
America.
You can't take the pay out of the soldiers' pockets, and it's just you can't.
It's like, you know what that is? That's like giving.
But I mean, it's also they're cowards. They're cowards.
And
they don't have their convictions.
That's like someone giving you a Band-Aid after they kick you in the shins.
Exactly.
Because they've already screwed us all, but we're going to pay the military. Well, you know what? That should be, the military being paid should have been a non-issue. And shouldn't have ever been voted on.
You will still pay taxes also. That's number 4.
Well, thank God.
You would still pay taxes. What else did you expect? Number 5, you will still get your mail. Neither snow or rain or the government shutdown can stop the postal service.
Good. I look forward to all the fan mail rolling in.
Here's the weird thing, and this is the thing that blew me out of the water. Obamacare will still get funded.
Yeah. You can technically sign up right now.
Its funds don't depend on congressional the budget.
Is it because it's already been passed into law, right?
So the Republican effort to stop Obamacare will actually keep it going.
Yeah.
Because it keeps going. Without that, I didn't know. So it's all...
This is all BS.
It's all crap.
Roll Tide.
It's grandstanding crap.
Yeah, it is.
I hate it.
It's time for Big Potty.
It is. It is time. I think you should do Big Potty down at the, steps of the Congress.
Yeah, instead of Mike's
Capitol Hill.
Instead of Mike's bathroom for once.
Oh, now.
Hey.
You know what? Now,
I was uncomfortable.
Here's another thing for a lot of people in our listening audience. You are not going to be able to get a gun permit.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Now what they're going to be talking about on WJFK this afternoon.
The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms is closed. Now, that is somebody, I mean, they're a law enforcement division. I mean, they do a lot of law enforcement around the country.
Non-essential.
That's a little bit non-essential. There will be no federal loans, no small business loans, and no home loans. Veterans benefits wouldn't be paid either. Social Security payments are expected to continue.
But you know
so
what?
for the old people that need those.
That's excellent. But since they come out monthly, I could see them getting a few days cushion. If it's only like a 2-week shutdown, it might just set them a couple days
Are you
behind.
aware of this, Oscar Santana?
Talk to me.
Washington, D.C., there are no city services, including trash collection.
Nah.
You're not going to... Why do you go...
Because he doesn't eat.
He doesn't
generate trash.
Have you looked at my side porch?
Oh, yeah.
I got to put the trash out tomorrow, and the largest carbon footprint in the history of the world. Yep. The city budget has to be approved by Congress, and American pride will suffer. That's the ultimate
That's
thing.
true, and we really do. We look like idiots in the world scene.
Yeah, it's not good for the most powerful country on earth to be floundering around with no leadership and no cash flow. In other words, for now, we suck.
Yeah.
Okay, and I hate saying that about this great country.
Me too.
That I love so much. Anyway, we're going to take a break, and we will come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show. We'll have a little more fun right after this. How you doing, everybody? Playing my Hammond B3.
Nailed it.
I got a Leslie Cabot. Hope you enjoy this, too. Listen up. Yeah, it's a little offbeat that I got to do, yeah. Government shutdown, baby. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by FanDuel.com.
Sexy.
Baby. FanDuel. All right, I have a question.
I have an update.
Did you find the bug?
Where is our intern, Josh Murphy?
Fridays, baby, Friday.
And, you know what? I went to bed last night.
Great restaurant.
I looked in on the Miami-New Orleans game, and I see that New Orleans was racking up serious points. What I didn't know was whether my tight end was scoring some of those touchdowns.
Jimmy Graham.
Oh, Jimmy Graham. I thought it was Jimmy Reed. Jimmy Graham. 90 days, Jerry. My attorney will be in touch. I said, Jimmy Graham, when you hot, you hot. And I said, thanks a lot.
Step into the Santana School of Reading as I read his text.
Okay, this is from Josh Murphy, my general manager for my FanDuel fantasy football team that I'm very excited about.
And
this
are you laying groundwork that it may not be your reading, but perhaps his writing?
You know, I want to postpone the news. I want to postpone the news. I want to read the commercial first.
Okay.
1 week fantasy football leagues for real cash, immediate weekly cash payouts. I'm hoping.
Yes.
Well, you're saying I get nothing, right?
No waiting.
I'd have to have 10
no
points.
Upfront fees. No season-long commitments. Play 1 week or every week. It is FanDuel. Go to FanDuel.com, click on the microphone in the upper right-hand corner, and use our code TMOS to sign up today. New user, here's your special. The first 200 listeners to sign up will have their deposit matched up to $200.
Free money!
That is how I started, and I mean that. That is how I started on FanDuel. Use the code TMOS, FanDuel.com. That's FanDuel.com, and use the code TMOS to sign up today. Tell me about FanDuel. I want to hear the message from my general manager and our intern, Josh Murphy, who's running my FanDuel teams.
Graham fell short, but I only bet the money that we won before. ... So Mike has plenty.
His ass has got to get in here.
So Mike has plenty of money left to reinvest. $190-ish, I think.
All right. That means I'm 10 down.
Plus
I'm 10
whatever
down.
FanDuel has matched.
Right.
Morse and Dan Bailey underperformed this week and have been fired.
All right, so here's the thing. I usually have my week. The reason I did not do as well as I did the week before is because I did not have my weekly meeting with Mr. Josh Murphy. My question is
that
Josh,
about skill or tradition or maybe superstition?
Is Mr. Murphy planning on coming back to the Mike O'Mara Show headquarters?
Fridays.
He's not dead, Rob.
Fridays.
Has anybody seen him?
He has not passed away.
Do you feel an odd smell coming from his girlfriend's closet?
What I want, and from, can we call? Let's call Josh.
Okay.
Let's call Josh.
He's in class.
Is he in class all day, every day?
He's taking 12 credits.
He's taking 12
Full
credits?
workload.
He's taking all his classes in the middle of the day?
3/4 of a year.
I think it's like 15.
All right, I need to have, and we'll do it on the air, this week for FanDuel.
Are we calling him or not?
We don't have to call him.
All right.
Would it really be worth it at the end of the day?
Well, I mean, the very best
answer.
possible thing you could get is disappointment.
This is what I want.
And that's the best.
Hey, wait, there's a Thursday night game, correct?
Yes.
Aren't the Bills playing Thursday night?
Yes.
Yeah, the
don't
Buffalo
know.
Bills. Jimmy's Bills are playing.
Maybe they'll win. Maybe they'll lose.
Hello, how are you? They won. They beat Baltimore. Oscars, Baltimore.
Boo!
Just a nice word about Mr. Cerrito. Everybody in my opinion, should be blessed in their life to have a friend like I do with Jimmy Cerrito. We had a very, very difficult day with a friend of ours who's very, very sick, and we went down to see him. And just Jimmy's behavior and the way he is as a human being is everybody ought to be like that. Josh is coming in on Friday.
Okay, he'll be in on Friday.
I really just wanted to say that, I was an eyewitness to – everybody knows Jimmy's a good guy. Everybody that's on this show
the best.
knows Jimmy's a good guy. But, I've traveled the world with Jimmy. I've traveled this country with Jimmy. Laconia, New Hampshire, Sturgis, South Dakota. Jimmy and I like to ride. I like to ride with Jimmy more than anybody else. And we do it all the time. And just a terrific guy, and we spent the whole day together yesterday. And I got to see firsthand what a great friend he is to people. And he is to a lot of people, and he deserves what he gets. And if you come to Washington, D.C., you go out to Herndon, go to his restaurant, because he treats his employees the same way as he treats his family members, and that is just that's uncommon. And, I don't think Jimmy's going to be a guy that's going to have 600 restaurants. He's not going to be that kind of guy.
No.
Because Jimmy just cares about being out there with people every day and treating people well. And, I was standing right next to him watching it happen. And I hope that, I hope that I can be as nice a person as Jimmy Cerrito is. That's all I wanted to say. He's a dear, dear friend of mine. We poked fun at him relentlessly. He gets the joke.
Which he does.
Thank God. We were recapping his TV appearance on Channel 5 when you played the clips of that.
Serious,
and
Jimmy?
Jimmy and I were laughing about that last night. But, it was a
He's a rare
very
one.
difficult day.
He's rare. You very seldom run into someone like Jimmy, and I like that you say you would like someday to be like him, but I believe that ship has sailed.
If you own a failing restaurant, contact us at foodnetwork.com.
But you know what, Mike? It's always nice to aspire. It's always nice.
So Jimmy, when we ride together, it's as I said, I'd rather ride with him than anybody else. And we had a not a fun day yesterday. It was great. I was glad we could get on the motorcycles to travel
I dare say
where we had to go to.
That if you hadn't had each other, it would be almost unbearable.
I was as soon as he texted me or left me an email early in the morning, and I knew he was coming with me.
And I'm sorry we're painting in vague strokes here, but understand it was just a tough day.
I don't want to go into details. It's not my place to do that. But Jimmy is great and we go where I'm the leader and Jimmy follows on his motorcycle. It's the way we ride. That's the way we ride all the time. But Jimmy will start to twitch if there's ever an exit coming up. If there's the major turn, like we're getting onto the highway, that's when Jimmy starts to do his little twitch.
Well, we don't want to miss our turn.
Here we go. I think Jimmy ultimately is more experienced on a motorcycle than I am.
Certainly more experienced in loading them into trucks.
Yes, sir.
The transport's probably not his forte.
Mostly he's rider. Mostly a rider.
Rider, not transporter.
This
started out so nice.
He's fun.
Let's get bungee cord.
Trouble free. I don't think, let me just say, I don't think that I want to be on my motorcycle on 95 north of Fredericksburg, Virginia, at night. I just don't think that works for me.
Now, that can't have been the plan. Were you running late? Because you don't like to ride in the dark anyway.
I hate to ride in the dark.
That's a death trap.
I've got
suicide
got elderly man depth perception, and it seemed like every curve on that super slab where the 18-wheelers are, that's when there would be a jersey wall with no shoulder.
Yeah.
And just, even with an experienced rider, I've got over 15,000 miles on a motorcycle. I've ridden for a long time. That just freaks me out.
Well, that's hard. You know what? That's a bad drive in a car.
That's a terrible drive in a car.
And on a motorcycle, 15 times worse.
No fun at all, but he's fun to ride with. He's just so damn goofy.
Now, there's no way for you to...
I've got a flat tire.
Carla
my chain came off.
Carla fed him last night at the end of the night. He comes in, and he's hanging out, and we're watching the baseball game together. And Carla brought out for Jimmy this confection that she would never feed me. It was some strawberry angel food cake, whipped cream.
Like a
deal.
Strawberry shortcake almost.
It was like a strawberry shortcake.
Wow.
And she brought it into...
You took a picture of it?
Yeah, we have a picture of it.
That's nice.
Here you go.
Now, when you and Jimmy are riding together...
Oh, wow.
Let me see.
That man can afford those calories. Look how skinny Jimmy looks.
Yeah.
Hey, what is this? This is a nice treat.
Hey,
Thank
you know
you,
what?
Carla.
I think
Taste confection.
You know, it's okay if my blood sugar runs high. It'll be okay.
Look at
Now,
the
when you
size of
ride
that
when
thing.
you
He's
ride
so
with Jimmy,
excited.
do you have a way to communicate while you're driving the bikes? or riding the bikes, or is it all hand signals?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there was one time we were in, I think it was the state of Wyoming.
Yes.
And Jimmy communicated with me when the Bluesmobile with the fake Blues Brothers in it
yes, I
drove
remember.
by at 85 miles an hour. And this is the way Jimmy communicated with me.
Oh, just a lot of waving?
Oh, spastic.
TV! TV, TV!
So no wireless, really, communication. Mostly just...
And and a lot of the people that ride in large groups do that, where it's just like, okay, we're gonna go to exit 6 here right now, and it's just constant. I'd rather listen to my music, and if you lose a guy, you lose a guy.
Maybe you didn't have the right sound system. Have you tried the Nerd 5000?
Yeah, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna go over here. I need 10,000 parakeets, please.
So you're saying if we take this,
thank you,
exit,
but he's a very good friend. He's a very good friend.
He's the best.
And
He's the best.
And I think I was the only one in the country, even though it was like a huge game between the Tampa Bay Rays and also the Texas Rangers. One game at the end of the season, they had to have an extra game because they finished tied to go to the wild card.
How often does this
happen? And I don't
happen?
think anybody's watching it. No. Nobody gives a rat's ass about it.
Well, you theorized
That's
yesterday.
the vibe I get.
It's Monday Night Football.
But I get the vibe that nobody gives a rat's ass about baseball.
You theorized yesterday that no one understands how the baseball system works.
Right.
And if you don't understand it, how can you follow it?
It's very. I suppose if you live in Tampa, they don't draw that well in Tampa.
Right.
But Texas seemed to sell out their stadium yesterday.
Right.
And what it is you have in baseball, you have the West, you have the Central, and then you have the East.
Now, where are they located in the country?
Where are they located?
What I'm saying is they have 10 baseball.
So you need 10 tickets to the game.
So you'd have to buy.
When do you start
tickets?
investing your time back in the Red Sox?
Because
as you remember, he's on hiatus.
Yes.
Technically, you would probably say watching the game last night, Tampa scares me. They won last night.
Do they have scary uniforms?
Would you like me to explain the whole wild card system and the
Love
way it works?
I can do it. Yeah. I've been dying to know.
Now, you don't care about. Nobody cares about baseball.
I would love to know.
Nobody cares about baseball.
Come on, tell me about this card that's wild.
Now stop it.
I want to know.
You don't care about any sports.
When do I
games.
double down?
You don't. Both of you don't care about sports games. I just get first of all, you put something on Turner Network Television.
Yes, the TNT.
What is it about those call letters? Anyway,
the Braves play
I just want to say hi to Kelly.
First of all, you banish sports to that network.
Sure.
Well, no,
and
the NBA's there.
The NBA's, but I don't think people pay attention to it on the NBA either. I don't.
The NBA.
The NBA.
I look at the NBA.
The National Basketball Association.
Sure, with all the great players.
So this is even me, the diehard baseball fan, trying to explain this.
Okay.
All right. You have 3 division leaders. The Oakland A's out west. Hello, Sacramento fans. I know there are a lot of Oakland A's fans out there.
A is short for athletics.
Athletics.
That's right.
This is always so tedious.
They
when
need
I
a
try
new
to do
stadium,
this.
by the way.
Do they?
In the Central, you have the Detroit Tigers. They won the Central.
Yes. Motown.
Then you have in the East, you have the Boston Red Sox.
Beantown.
Now, that leaves the way they do the wild card. The way they do the wild card now is not. It used to be you would have one team in the American League that would win the wild card,
right?
And they would play the division leader with the worst record.
Okay, so
the division winner with the worst record.
Of those 3 divisions.
I hope I'm getting it right. You know I'm going to have nerds say, Mike, you shouldn't have explained the fact that this is the way it works.
Listen, if you put on your motorcycle helmet, I'll communicate with you.
Okay, so there are 2 wild card spots now in baseball, not 1. So it's not one team that gets it. You actually have given another team
2 in the American League?
This is why no one cares.
Why?
Actually, why?
No, I'm intrigued.
Now, if you live in Texas or Cleveland,
God bless them,
or Tampa,
let's go.
You do care because here's the thing: your team has a chance to advance.
Right.
No, I believe in that.
Right, so the wild card was implemented, and then they even expanded it even further.
Explain it in NFL terms.
All right, you don't have the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a playoff.
It's a playoff
to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, and now, usually it will just be between the top 2 wild card finishers.
Okay.
That means the top best records next to the division leaders, the top 2 best records, they play in a 1-game playoff to see who goes to play.
That's cool.
I
like that.
Sudden death, they call it.
Right. And then, much like football, they end up playing the team with the best record. So they
have
play
the seeds.
team. So But this year,
Great band.
There's even an extra game because both the Texas Rangers and the Tampa Bay Rays finished tied for the second wild card
So
spot.
they had to play
they
out.
had to have a playoff.
I love that. Now the question is this: will there be a Moneyball 2 if the Oakland A's actually get to the World Series?
You know, it would be very interesting to see the progress of the Oakland A's because as much as I love my Boston Red Sox,
Yes.
if my Red Sox are not able to do it, the next team I would love to see do it would be the Oakland A's.
Yeah,
because I just like we have a
And
lot
yet
of
you
fans
hate,
out there
but
in that
you
part
hate
of
the Oakland football team.
I don't
complicated.
hate the Oakland football team.
You're so complicated.
Well, right now my sports is kind of in a state of flux. I'm thinking I might have a new football team that I'm adopting.
Really?
Because of my best pal.
Wait a second.
Everybody shout.
Because it's almost time to watch them again, right?
I cannot believe that you two humps are so
Down at Fenway Park.
disinterested.
I like the
We might
part
have
about
a
the
shot at
wild
a
card.
sports station if you guys didn't act like
Yeah, you know what?
Nancy's.
Just like we did 4 years ago.
It's a shame we can't do that every day.
When
I know
Mike-
you have a personal perspective on that.
I can't wait for Mike to really break down the wild card.
Okay.
Please.
Do you understand it? So
I
far?
know, but I have one question.
Yes.
There are two wild card berths.
Don't go
in
down
the
the rabbit
American
hole.
League
Right.
and the National League.
Two as it stands. There will always be two teams that finish that are going to play a one-game playoff to go to the
That has to
the
be
playoff series.
that has to be a relatively recent
division
phenomenon.
series.
That has to be
Two-
recent thing.
Two
Very
wild,
recent.
two wild cards.
Wild.
The wild card was new, and then they made it even newer by adding a team a couple of years ago.
When does Alice get involved?
Who's Alice?
Oh, from Alice in Wonderland.
Because he sees it like a fantasy.
Yeah.
See, there are playoffs in every league, though, Oscar. Are you somehow saying that the baseball
Look,
playoffs
and
are
How
not
does it work?
worthy?
How does it work in soccer?
If the O's are involved, you think I know? If the O's are involved, the O's.
The O's, the Baltimore Orioles.
Yes.
Hello.
If the Red
They
Sox
were in the
are
hunt
involved,
too. They were
yes.
in the hunt for the wild
If
card.
the Yankees are involved,
Yes.
If the Nationals are involved,
Right.
I'm
And
all in.
That's right. The Cincinnati Reds involved doesn't care.
No,
So,
no.
here's
Pete
what-
Rose, baby.
This
Let
is
him
why
in.
for baseball
Charlie
purists.
Russell.
For baseball purists, it's already begun. And I watched the game last night. I am terrified of the Tampa Bay Rays. Terrified. I think they are the type of team that is kind of put together to beat the Boston Red Sox.
They killed Steve Irwin.
God. You know, I try. I really do try.
Deadliest catch.
I really try. So here's how it's going to work.
Okay.
Tampa beat Texas last night. So
Right.
that's done. That's over. They are now the wild card team.
When
So
you talk baseball purists, and I guess we always think like George Will,
people that are interested in it.
do you think they hate the extra wild card berth?
I think they've muddled it up a little bit.
Because you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds to me like they wanted to be the NFL.
I think
one game, sudden death.
I think they mucked it up a
Yeah,
little
and
bit. I think the wild card came into existence because you had those three divisions. And
Right.
you expanded baseball and you had to have that.
Well, I
so
mean,
now,
with 50 states, it seemed like a good idea. Because
I
in the old
try.
days,
when I think he's like seriously engaging me in a dialogue.
And what
he
is
goes
Puerto
to the-
Rico?
You know, I'm sorry.
That's right. Tell me about it.
All right, listen, Dorothy. I want to tell you this.
Yes.
All right, the fact is that now Tampa will fly to Cleveland, where they will play the Cleveland Indians, a one-game playoff Wednesday night, and that team, the winner of that team, will go on to play the Boston Red Sox.
So you are
in a
probably
series of games.
You are rooting probably for the Indians then,
I think so.
because they used to be partially owned by Bing Crosby.
And they were feered in Major League 1 and 2.
How the hell did you know that they were owned by Bing Crosby?
There was partially. There was a lot of jokes about it in the old days.
Hey, Chief Wahoo. Gonna bang your big
Hey
drum.
Bing, do you think your mascot is racially insensitive?
Yeah. Yes, sir. The Washington Redskins and Chief Wahoo. Yeah, we're going to slander the Native Americans as all Americans should. Ba-ba-ba-boo-boo.
All right, before
Is Ricky Vaughn still playing for the Indians?
Ricky Vaughn, I don't know. I have no idea. Why did you put that in there? Stop searching. Stop searching. Okay, real
Do
quick.
the Indians still cry when we litter?
Rob, we're done. We are done. We're done.
Okay.
We're done talking about baseball.
You know what? I feel like I've learned something.
You have 2 or 3 minutes to tell your birthday story.
Okay.
Rob had Robert III. It was his birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. He's 74 years
He's
old.
11 years old.
He's 11
Monday
years
night
old.
birthdays.
And Rob played a clip of him when he was a little boy. He got all choked up. It was a beautiful moment on the show. And then you had the big birthday celebration. What was
Also
on the
got
docket?
choked up when the kid brought his little brother to the party last night. We invited, I think we had a total of of 10 kids, and because Carrie likes to split it up, Julia was allowed to bring a couple because you don't want Julia to feel like an outcast. Robert brought 6 of his buddies. Okay, and they all showed up at our house. And although we expected one of the
The
kids,
birthday party is at the Spiewak's house.
well, the landing plan, we're going to sort of meet at our house and then go from there. That is the place where we gather.
Destination birthday.
Well, kind of. And Carrie knew that one of these kids was bringing his little brother. And there's sort of
So
talk,
they asked permission first.
yes, but there's always talk in the neighborhood of why, if you invite kid A, why does kid B always come along?
And would you not agree that even if you ask,
it's
kind of a
overstepping.
violation?
Yeah, and you know what?
Would it be okay if we brought...
And they brought one present for 2 kids. I just want to bring that up.
There's always talk in my neighborhood that if it's
violation.
If it's kid A's birthday, why does kid B get to celebrate with their friend as well?
Because it is the softness of the American people. It is why...
No, you know what it is?
That.
It is if you want to, and you are also the youngest
It's
kid,
weak
though.
parenting. It's weak parenting.
And you know what? We've been through a lot on this show.
It is.
And of all the qualities that explain me best, weak parenting
No, I'm not
is
talking
among
about
them.
you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking
He's
about
talking about Julia. He's
Yes.
digging at me.
You weren't listening.
Oh, I know you mentioned that Julia got to come to the party as
And
well.
bring friends too.
Well, 2 friends. That's a big deal. I mean, you know why?
Rob,
Do you have to deal with Julia the next day?
Hold on, wait a minute. You're but just I'm going to make a point, and then I'm going to let you
Okay.
go on because
All
I don't
right.
want to get into a big argument
All
with
right.
you. The fact is that when you're protesting the parent bringing but it's his kid's
It's
birthday.
my party.
He gets
And
to
I'll
do what he
cry
wants.
if I want to.
But it is kind of like caving to the
Not really, because you know what? I want Julia to not be a pain in the ass. And this is just a nod to her. Okay? And you know what? The actual money outlaid, not that much.
Okay.
It's worth it to me for her to be happy.
She brought one friend,
2.
2 friends.
And that was supposed
It's
to be
everybody's
one,
birthday.
but there was a mix-up.
And some might say it creates the camaraderie between her and her brother.
Thick as thieves.
Right?
Sure.
No, it didn't.
All right, but they were bowling on a separate lane.
Okay. Oh, they're bowling.
Yeah.
I'm
That was the
taking them
first.
bowling.
Well, the thing is,
if I had brothers and sisters, I'd take them bowling.
this
What the
extra
hell?
kid, that's
and their friends?
the little
Right.
brother,
Right.
I don't, and there's been some talk of this in the neighborhood. He's not unwell, he's not ill, but he is so small that it made me uneasy. He is a tiny, tiny kid.
Okay.
And a big, big mouth.
Oh, really?
And this is what, and you know what? Even if we slide on the fact that he really wasn't invited to the party but came anyway,
Right.
here is where parents need to do their due.
Okay.
When we were at the bowling alley and Carrie says, well, do we get them something to drink? I said, well, we're going out for pizza right after this. Unless they ask, I wouldn't get them anything to drink. And before I got to the I and drink, she says, who wants something to drink? And then, me. So she comes back with 2 pitchers of Sierra Mist and fruit punch. Great. And they're pouring and drinking, and then you have to have a pen because they all have to have their cups with their name on it. It's really making me pissed. And then, right when he still has a full cup of fruit punch, this little kid, tiny, like he escaped from the top of a trophy. This is a little child. Future career, posing on top of wedding cakes. We're talking small. He says, Mrs. Spiewak, and she says yes, and he picks up the pitcher on the table in the bowling alley and says, we're going to need some more.
Yeah.
She looked at me, and I just put my hands up and said, this is you, because I didn't want to give them stuff anyway. And then he is a pain in the ass the whole time. Then we go across the street for pizza. And
Where do you
know
get a
what?
pizza? Where do you get a pizza?
Mama Lucci's. He's so good.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Rob, I see you brought the whole brood.
Yeah, we made reservations. Table for 12.
That's
and you know
nice.
what? Most of the kids were great, except for the little guy's brother, who comes up to Carrie when dinner is done and smiles in a way that makes me want to hit him with a bat and says, Mrs. Spiewak, are we going to get ice cream soon? And he smiles at her, and I held my hand up and I said, his name wasn't Oscar, but let's call him Oscar.
Why do you want to call him Oscar?
Okay, his name wasn't Mike, but we'll
Right.
call him Mike. I said, Mike, when you're at home in your house and you smile like that big fake smile, do you get your way? And he says, and I said, well, you know what? You're going to get your ice cream when we're ready to give you your
Rob,
ice cream.
Giant Rob, Sasquatch-sized Rob standing up in front of this
11-year-old.
And I said, go sit down. And he did, which was
Then
great.
he looked at me and went, fuck you, Mr. Spiewak.
And I got to wind this up. But we go to Baskin Robbins, and we've got. I got it. Yeah, 10 kids.
Right.
And they all I'll have a scoop of something in a cup, or one scoop of something in a sugar cone, or can I have a scoop on a cake cone?
Right.
Then the marvelous miniature bastard goes up and says, I'll have the 3-scoop brownie sundae. This thing is taller than him.
They're not allowed to get that.
No.
You set the ground rules.
Tell them no,
You get a
jerk.
scoop. You
One
tell them
scoop,
no.
not on the menu.
Did he get his sundae?
Because Carrie was on the watch.
Oh, my
And
God.
when it was handed to him, I looked at Carrie, and she just shrugged at me, and I said, I am so pissed right
Oh, my
now.
God, that's such a violation. And also, aren't you going from like a $4 treat to like a $9 ice cream product?
And guess what he ate? The whipped cream.
And that was it.
That's it.
Oh, my God.
So if you have children, and Mike,
are his parents a-holes, basically?
I've never had any encounter with the
okay.
parents.
Yeah, in that beehive
But you know what?
live in, you never know who
We are cutting the reins with that family because I'm that pissed.
Okay, good.
And
screw them.
And you know, Mike, as a new father, may I offer you some advice?
Right.
When you send a kid to a birthday party, give them a small pep talk. Don't be the dick at the birthday party.
Right.
Be polite. Take what you're given and let the parents run the show.
Well, I'm going to go 11. When he's 11, I know where I'm taking my son for his birthday party.
Where's that?
Good Guys. Come on, son, I want to show you something you haven't seen before. Whoa.
Those are called areolas.
But as we said, there's one in every bunch. And you succeeded, you little thing, in pissing me off.
Calm down. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of the Mike O'Mara Show. Has a career as being on top of a wedding cake.
Mike, I'm sorry I ate up so much of your time. I ate up more than that kid did of the ice cream.
Yeah, we'll call that kid Little Man Ice Cream. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Amazon. The Mike O'Mara Show's Amazon page. Go to it. Bookmark it. Buy all of your stuff there, your office stuff. Get your gifts for people. Candy. Get your candy for Halloween.
Wedding cake toppers.
Just click Amazon at MikeO'MaraShow.com. It's that easy. That is the number one way to support this show. And we really want to say thank you. You're doing a great job. We always want you to do better. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for supporting us by supporting Amazon. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now, without further ado, let's get right to the...
Around the globe, across the nation, looking through your neighbor's window. The Mike O'Mara Show now presents News You May Not Need. A comprehensive look at the stories you may or may not be talking about during your daily activity. And now, News You May Not Need.
And now it's time for partial news. The partial government shutdown that began Tuesday...
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We're closed, goddammit.
Millions of Americans can now shop on the insurance marketplace at the heart of President Barack Obama's health care reforms, entering a world intended to simplify the mysteries of health coverage, but that could cause yet more confusion, at least initially. I understand they're having some issues with the websites.
Yes,
today.
and remember, when you choose your insurance plan, remember, TMOS. Use that code.
That's right. We get credit for every... I wish.
God, wouldn't that be something?
Whether consumers will be pleased with the experience, the premiums, and the out-of-pocket costs of the plans, well, that'll be decided. We're not sure yet. The nationwide rollout comes after months of buildup in which the marketplaces, also known as exchanges, have been both praised and vilified.
Yeah.
I want to find out, God damn it, whether this is going to work. And if this is something that starts getting positive reviews, then it's time for whoever thinks it's a good idea to scream it at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, and you know what? It could really help a lot of people, even people in this room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me about it.
We're going to be checking it out. The National Zoo's beloved Panda Cam and all of the live animal cameras from the zoo have gone dark with the government shutdown.
Panda Cam.
The zoo itself will be closed starting today. A zoo spokeswoman says the live animal cameras...
Are those pandas?
There's the panda. There's the elephant.
Right, you have the hippo?
There's the... the antelope.
Ah, yes.
There we go.
The majestic antelope.
And, of
Oscar.
course, the popular giant panda. There he is.
He's pissed.
I don't know. They're all closed. The zoo tweeted on Monday, the cams require federal resources, especially staff to run. They have not been deemed essential. Yeah, okay. They're not essential.
Do you follow the zoo on Twitter?
No.
They tweeted.
Incidentally, I don't think they're essential after the government goes. I think that's a great
Close
government
all
cut.
the zoos.
No, don't close the zoos. you get into your car, they got the parking lots. They built those already.
Yeah,
and you need the keepers. You got to feed the animals. So you
No,
need that. You don't need the cameras.
No,
you don't
but
need
that's
the
great to
cameras
teach
for
your kids at home.
You know what? How about this?
He's such an ass.
Train.
That's the truth.
How about this, Mike?
Look at there's the panda with the little black and white camera.
Train the monkeys to run the cameras. That's essential personnel.
AMC's Breaking Bad went out with a bang with Sunday's series finale in more ways than one. About 10.3 million people watched the final episode, by far the most watched episode in the show's history.
Wow.
That's just shy of the numbers achieved by the network's The Walking Dead. I'm surprised at that. But way more than Mad Men. To put it in perspective, around 2.8 million viewers caught the Season 5 Part 1 finale of Breaking Bad when it aired last September.
Well, they really caught the wave of national hysteria.
They
though.
did.
I think a lot of people watched that episode for the first time.
And the good thing
show
about
for
it,
the first time.
what I like about it is because it was deserving. And
Okay, good.
when something's quality, I'm glad that there was the wave.
Right.
Of course, that 10 million plus figure isn't counting DVR users or those who caught the episode through other means. According to reports, the episode has already been illegally downloaded. Bad.
Matthew.
More than 500,000 times on pirated sites. Hi, Oscar.
I know. No, I don't do that.
But you know what? It's
I drove to Centerville to watch it live.
It is so easy to access it on any platform. How are they bootlegging it?
Well, because people wanted to watch it live, I imagine.
I
wanted to
suppose.
stream it.
Incidentally, what you might have heard Oscar say on Sunday night, much like your birthday party, was Oscar saying, Princess Dukes? Is there ice cream?
Can we get our ice
She's
cream
like the best
sooner
hostess.
or something?
She's a nice lady.
She's the greatest hostess.
File this one under bad ideas in advertising.
Okay.
There is a poster. Do you know the name of the tunnel where Princess Diana was killed? It's called, I'm going to just show it to you.
Okay.
It's right there. How do I pronounce that? You had some French.
Lalma.
Lalma Tunnel in Paris. There's a poster for the upcoming Princess Diana movie outside the Pont de l'Alma.
Pont de l'Alma.
Pont de l'Alma.
Because it means Llama Point.
If that name sounds familiar, and I'm sorry I butchered it, it's because that's the tunnel where she died in a car crash in 1997. Duh. A friend of Diana says, quote, "It's a terrible intrusion into her memory, not to mention the lives of her sons, whose feelings are forgotten in these stories. I would expect them to take it down right away."
I would hope so. But you know what? They've already got they did that to get that story, and they got it. So you know what? We lose.
Justin Bieber has not exactly shown a great regard for the feelings of others in recent weeks, but his behavior while on tour in China has topped even his previous bratty antics. This is true. I saw the photographs.
Wow, he's over there with the Chinese.
I couldn't believe this. On Monday, Bieber was spotted forcing a team of bodyguards to carry him on their shoulders up to the Great Wall.
You are kidding.
There is a picture of Bieber on the shoulders of his bodyguards. And
just like Oscar did to Todd.
You see him.
We were chicken fighting.
That's a bit of an aerobic exercise, right, to climb the Great Wall?
If he climbed it, he can also take a tram.
Really?
Yes.
Well, he was on his. There's the picture shows.
Maybe he wanted a better shot.
Bieber on his bodyguard's shoulders.
Yeah. He is such a dick.
As a grown man, I'd have a problem doing that.
In another incident, he had two of them sprint behind him as he skateboarded around town. He's a lovely kid. Instead of being outraged, believers, that's what they're called, were amused when photos of the stunt at the Great Wall emerged on Twitter.
Over there, they're called bereavers.
Yes. I hope they end up being called bereavers.
That well could happen.
That's what I want. And now a little something. On Friday night, a drunk couple in Ukraine was walking home, and according to an official report, quote, failed to overcome their natural passion.
Oh.
And wanted to experience an extreme sensation near the tracks. The man was 41. The woman's age is being reported as mid-30s. Anyway, they were having sex on the train tracks. And, of course, a train came along.
Oh.
And ran them over.
That's sad, right?
Yeah, it is. The woman was actually killed.
Sorry.
The man lost both of his legs. He is in the hospital now. And just to pile on, you might be looking at trespassing charges.
Oh, man, that's a really bad day.
The man reportedly told police that on his tracks, he will bang his date whenever the F he pleases. Mr. Son of Bitch! We will take a break and come back with the audio vault. We just had news you may not need on the Mike O'Mara Show. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody. I don't know what you're doing on November 9th, but there's a big show going on. That's right. It's a big show called Omericon 2013. It's live at the State Theater. It's a great theater. It's one of the best theaters in Northern Virginia.
A lot of people don't know this. It's acoustically perfect.
It's a great event. It's going to be our huge event. In fact, stuff going on all weekend, but that is the high point of the evening. Get your tickets today. We will have Mickey Coachella from 98 Rock. He will be our opening act. It's going to be great. We have not yet determined our band, but we have some wonderful entries. If you would like your band to be on stage with us, and I think we're going to close that up probably the middle of next week.
Good. We need to make the plans.
We have 5 entries. We mentioned them yesterday. Thanks to them, and I think I got one of the names wrong. But
and
I
you're
forgot
still
which
accepting.
one. Yeah, we're still accepting bands. Go to band
This was your list.
at MikeO'MaraShow.com and join the bands like Aaron Crawford. I think that's the one I messed up. Aaron Crawford's band, because it's not the Cards. The Lucky Few, the Paperbacks, the Justin Trawick Group, and Southern Persuasion. If you want to get your band on stage with us, please send us something online, and it's band at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Show us video of your band, tell us about your band, and we'll be making that determination by the end of next week. A great night, Saturday, November 9th at the State Theater. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on Omericon to get your tickets and get them right now.
Do it.
We're going to have a great time, and thanks to all the people who have purchased tickets already. We're very, very excited about that. Let's open up the audio vault for Tuesday, October 1st. A short one today, Rob.
Quick. Now, did you know that Frank Sinatra was something of a prophet?
No.
This goes back to...
He made a good prophet, I'll tell you that, huh? Yeah, thank you. Wild.
I think it's 1961 or 2 that he did his legendary run at the Sands Hotel.
The Sands.
And a joke he told on that show actually came true yesterday. This is the first thing I thought of when I was watching the news today.
I hope that you're having an enjoyable stay here in Las Vegas, and also hope that you have been fortunate. I do wish that for you. I can't say the same for Mr. Basie and myself.
Count Basie is band leader.
Because we run into a streak of bad luck. Sunday, we went up to the Grand Canyon, and it was closed.
And it's so ridiculous to think of one of the greatest holes in the world being closed, but it is.
That's a national park.
Very weird.
That's the way it works, and it was so absurd that he used it as a joke.
Do you want to play a little Name That Tune?
Sure.
A British firm has determined the top 5 movie themes of all time.
All right.
And I don't agree with some of them, but I want to know if you can name them. Because one of them.
Oh, by the way, incidentally, you know what I didn't mention yesterday?
What's that?
Real super quick. It was Buddy Rich's birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, buddy.
And somebody sent me a post about that, and also mentioned that his daughter, Kathy Rich, who I interviewed way back in the day,
right,
has put together a band, the Buddy Rich Orchestra. And
no kidding.
They're touring the country. So keep an eye out for that one, because that would be a good show to go to.
She's not in it.
I don't. She might be. She sings.
Does she look like her old man?
She recorded a song, like one of his instrumental tracks, and they sang. They put lyrics to it. It was abysmal.
Well, there's nothing to singing against drums. That's really the way to do it.
When Buddy plays the drums, they're great. But
hi, Kathy.
Happy birthday, Buddy Rich.
Name this. Name the 5th greatest movie theme of all time. You'll recognize it, but I don't need to be able to give the name.
I'm in.
Go.
Casablanca.
No.
From Here to Eternity.
No, it's Vertigo. The Hitchcock
Vertigo.
movie. And the thing that troubles me is Psycho is a much better score, and Psycho did not make the top 5.
Yeah, okay. That's the music they play when the baseball wild card is formed. That's how interested I am in that.
All right, number 4. Do you know this one? I would not have gotten this one, I don't think.
Born Free. Lawrence of Arabia.
Very good. I think it's
nice.
Maurice Jarre or Jarre, J-A-R-R-E.
This is fun.
Baseball wild card.
Okay, baseball wild card. You'll like number 3. I liked this one.
Indiana Jones.
Sounds like it. Very urgent.
The Great Escape.
Bernstein's West Side Story.
Doesn't sound anything like it.
It's the overture.
Oh, okay.
And then at number 2, you will get the top 2. The top 2 I absolutely agree with. The 2nd greatest movie theme of all time.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Which is also the theme of Oscar's family sneaking over the border.
Leave the ugly one behind!
And the greatest movie theme of all time. Hard to argue with this one.
Oh, yeah, Star Wars.
You're not a fan.
Good morning, Michael William. It's time. It's a Saturday. And we're taking the stroller up to the farmer's market. That's right, where we're going to get the new in-season Honey Crisp apples.
Hey, look at this.
Oh, God.
They're good.
Okay, do you have any more?
Oh, the honey. There may be one more in the kitchen.
$10.
The Honey Crisp apples, the ones that they have at this farmer's market, have arrived.
Yeah.
And, it's one of those great examples when something really, really big is also tastes amazing.
It's just right. It's just right.
Perfect.
And we close with the fact there was a new show that premiered on Showtime last night called Masters of Sex. Did you see it?
Yeah, but it's getting a lot of hype. I have not looked at it
on
yet.
Showtime. I don't know if you saw it, the Masters and Johnson's show. These people, Masters and Johnson, were early pioneers of sex. I mean, they were really way, way back in the dark ages of sex. Yeah. As a matter of fact, they only got to the B spot. That's as far as they got. It takes place in the 1950s, which is coincidentally when I figured out how to master my Johnson.
Hey. That is your magic audio bomb.
Dirty Dave.
Great Tuesday, everybody.
Incidentally, the guy that lost out on the role was, who's that? The Justin
Timberlake?
No, Bateman.
Oh. Jason Bateman.
Thank you. Well, what did he call him when he was a little boy? When he'd get his mail, like a birthday card, it would be
Master.
Master Bateman.
Of course.
For tech support questions for the Mike O'Mara Show.
When he got his mail.
Wow. Just too much time. Not enough time to get all the show in today. For tech support questions, ponyboy at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Send correspondence to Box 3, Manassas, Virginia, 20108. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, this is Mike O'Mara saying see you next time, and have a Honey Crisp apple, everybody.
Nice.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Ciao, ciao.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Oh, yeah. One more thing. Please remember to grab your extended free trial of Hulu Plus, a special offer just for our listeners. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the Hulu Plus banner and start watching all of your favorite shows right now. Or you can go to HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Again, that's HuluPlus.com/TMOS. Or click the Hulu Plus banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com. You may go now.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.